Und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge Let's Play NBA 2K18. Und mittlerweile habe ich Fans, die wollen es auch live zu gucken. Ja, ihr seht oben die Live-Einblendung von Steam, also da wird mir schon zugeschaut. Lasse ich heute mal ausnahmsweise zu, so nett bin ich. Und Training habe ich schon hinter mir, also ich bin bereit fürs Spiel. Ich hoffe, ihr auch. Und wir hören uns in der Halbzeit wieder. Ich wünsche euch ganz viel Spaß beim Spiel. Los geht's!
My favorite mode.
Do you think that playing NBA 2K has helped your on-court game at all?
When I was younger, I would kind of take the moves from 2K9, KG on the cover. I started taking those moves a lot.
So has it helped your, would you say, like your basketball IQ at all?
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers as they play against the Orlando Magic at Amway Center. Checking out the Magic, they've had a tough time over the last few weeks. 3-7 in their last 10 games. We'll see if they can make amends tonight. And on the floor tonight, we'll get to see one of the better shooters in the league, Danilo Gallinari, always a threat. He can light a team up when he gets hot. What do you guys like about Danilo's game?
Kenny, can I get some Italian music with this?
Okay.
Oh, mafia music. He has a great touch on all his shots, Ernie. Has the height to shoot over any and most of all small forwards. I like his game. Gallinari, he's definitely one of us.
Oh, you gonna keep the music going? Okay.
Well, you know, he stepped up his game by making an effort. He really has the ability to get to the rim. Music is over. Thank you.
Kevin.
Gotta use it in this voice, honey. Say Kevin.
Hey, DJ. Hey. Listen, local radio station says your outside shot is off. And these local radio station people think they know everything about basketball. Hold on. Don't worry. I took care of it, DJ Hot Take. I called in, gave him an earful, piece of my mind. I let him know. Go make me proud. Boo, boo. I got you. I'm man.
Welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. Thrilled to be back in Orlando, the Magic ready for that home court advantage. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They like to change that now.
Interconference showdown. You'd love to see clubs that don't play each other often go head-to-head.
I like it. East versus West. This is a very intriguing matchup.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, DeAndre Jordan shoots with his left hand, but he bowls with his right. He throws with his right, and he finishes with his right around the rim. But he insists he's left-handed. He said I tried to shoot with my right hand and it was pretty much the same, maybe worse. I'm going to stick with the left because I've been practicing that for a while. Kevin?
Interesting strategy, DA. Thank you. Jordan shoots a high percentage from the field. You can't fault him for using that logic. And at this point of the season, Steve, most players have a defined role in what they're expected to do from the coaching staff. Just how important is that to have for players in the NBA to have a roadmap to follow and stay between the lines?
It's extremely important. The reason why is you want to know what a guy's going to bring you night in and night out. And obviously, throughout the game and throughout the season and in playoffs, you have some injuries. Guys' roles change. But when everybody's on the same page and doing their job, and that's a big, I could say, quote in the NBA, do your job and good things happen.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Griffin and Jordan, the front courts. Williams and Gallinari at the 2 and the 3. And it's Teodosic in at the 1 spot. Outside Williams, Griffin a screen on Fournier. Pass to Teodosic. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And the Magic with possession. It's a 3-point game. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And that's what happens when you become too perimeter-oriented. If you're not hot, you don't score.
Well, when you force it all night, you don't get good results. Never really adjusted the game plan the way they should have.
Clippers with the ball. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And it says a lot about you that even when you're not at your best, they definitely were still in that game and able to win comfortably.
And really, how scary is that? That's not even close to their peak form, and they still got the job done.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Hayden with the ball. 8 points his last outing. Here's Isaac. Back to Vucevic, and there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's his first foul. Here's Isaac. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. One thing you know with this Clippers franchise is they are not going to let money be a hurdle when it comes to their goal of winning a title. Ownership, Steve, has shown they're willing to put out money to get the best players on the floor.
Well, it all starts back to when this team was sold for $2 billion. Ownership is not afraid to open up their checkbook to acquire talent. Next for them is just getting to the next level and winning a championship.
Now here's Payne. Danilo Gallinari unable to get his last shot to go. Clock is at 3. The shot's good from Fournier.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Now, here's Gallinari. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And it's Jordan with the jam.
And DeAndre is one of the best in the business in that situation. You let him sneak in behind you, and you're going to pay.
Here's Fournier. Good ball movement here by the Magic. There's the pick. He tries for 3. The Magic get another chance here. The Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Up top, Griffin. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Toronto. Here's Williams. He shoots again. And Jordan with the nice inside bucket.
We talk about effort from Jordan. He's doing that magnificently. He's a handful on the glass.
Right wing. Over to the wing. Here's the 3. And the basket by Isaac. Isaac's got 6.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3. And Jonathan Isaac, a 6'11" small forward out of Florida State. You know, we're seeing more and more players like this with the length of a center and the guard skills. You know, you think of KD, of Brandon Ingram, and now Isaac.
And so here's Orlando, following the miss by Griffin. Vucevic's screen on Gallinari. Fournier for three. The Clippers grab the miss. And the story for Jonathan Isaac. As a sophomore in high school, Greg, he stood 6'3" and played guard. He hit a growth spurt, as you can see.
Yeah, and it makes a difference. I think what I noticed most is that he's retained not just the perimeter skill, but also the fluidity. I mean, he's light on his feet and really moves well. Remember, there was another guy that was a point guard that had a nice growth spurt. I think his name was Anthony Davis.
Not only is Lou fast, he's tenacious. Feels the contact on the drive, doesn't stop him from completing the play.
Shoots. Misses off the right iron.
He got a good look from the mid-range area. He needs to shoot this one with more confidence.
The pass to Teodosic. To the inside, Jordan, and he uses the glass on the layup. He has 6.
That's where Jordan's at his best, right around the rim.
Payton outside. He feeds it to Payne. And Fournier gets to Vucevic. And Jordan sends it back.
Can't be careless with DeAndre is around. He slaps shots back with some real authority.
It's all tied in Orlando. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him to work at his craft.
You know, watching him kind of go through the process of he started to get, recruited by college coaches, and then he, really took his game and became serious about it. And I watched his work ethic, and I watched how he, put the time in, the things he did, and that's kind of where I developed mine.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. It doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And what do you guys think about the Magic here so far in this one?
Well, I mean, they just got hot early from beyond the arc, and we'll just have to wait and see if they can keep that going.
They also want to be unpredictable. Mix up the play calling. Keep the defense guessing.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Harrell, Patrick Beverly out there with Rivers. Then it's Decker, and it's Reed in the center. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, we know the Clippers are one of the best teams in the league, but are they good enough to win it all? Coach Doc Rivers talked about overcoming the super teams they face. He said the big 3 in Boston, put them together, bam, we won. We had Miami, Golden State, but there are teams that still poke through. Dallas did it, and that's what we're trying to do. Kevin?
And with Doc in control of the Clippers, DA, they'll always be in contention for a title. Thanks so much for that terrific report. Well, Smitty, we're in an era where there are just a handful of absolutely unreal scores in the league, but if you had to pick one who makes it look the easiest or the best, who's your pick?
You're right. You have so many guys on Harden, Durant, Westbrook. But the one guy I think that makes it look the easiest, I would probably have to say Klay Thompson, because he doesn't need anything but to catch and shoot. And he's getting not just 20s and 30s, but he can go off for 60, 50s and 60s. That's the guy that makes it look the easiest.
Now Augustine, after Sam Decker's three-pointer that didn't go, right at the free throw line, here's Vucevic, and it's Reed pulling it down.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Harrell with it, Spates there. And it's sent back by Spates.
Great closeout by Spades. It can be tough to get the ball over his length.
A nice shot by Rivers.
And there's where, if you get some room, you kind of have to take that shot to keep the defense honest.
And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Ross with it. Now defended by Decker. Spates sets a screen. Ross, that's good.
When he gets a good look at the basket, Ross has no problem drilling a three.
The Clippers in the lead. The feed to Rivers. He can't get it to go. So Orlando will take it the other way. Ross against Reed. Ross dishes to Augustine. And here's Vucevic. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta.
And his defense was absolutely outstanding, especially his 2 blocks, which helped turn the game.
And since Dwight Howard back in 2012, the rebuild effort just has languished here in Orlando, unable really to draft any superstar talent. And last season, trades for veteran talent didn't really move the needle either.
Orlando's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Augustine in the corner. 1:19 left to play here in the half. Passes to Vucevic. Over Hero. Vucevic with the bucket. Vucevic has got it all tied up now for Orlando. LA has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Reed a screen. Decker kicks to Beverly. This one for 3. Los Angeles with another miss. Orlando, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. 50 seconds left in the first half. Spates kicks to Ross. Picked by Vucevic. Augustine from outside. The Clippers grab the miss. Reed's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Rivers in the corner. Takes a 3. Drills it from outside. Rivers has got 8 points in the quarter.
And after he scored his first quarter, he's finally finding the range here in the second.
Augustine passes to Ross. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Pass to Ross. Spade sets a screen for Ross. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Ross has got 5 now.
Terrence Ross with a nice bucket. His offense is coming around nicely.
Now Beverly, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And the Clippers lead by 3. And checks now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Zu David geht's gleich, die Halbzeitanalyse. Ja, ich habe noch keine Spielzeit bekommen, bisschen blöd. Aber gerade das zweite Viertel lief halt wirklich durchweg. Da gab es nicht wirklich eine Pause zwischendrin und dementsprechend konnte ich nicht eingewechselt werden. Ich gehe aber davon aus, dass ich entweder jetzt direkt im dritten Viertel mit auflaufe oder dann im Verlauf des dritten Viertels eingewechselt werde und zeigen kann, was ich kann. Ansonsten extrem knappes Spiel. Wir führen zwar mit 3 Punkten, aber das ist eigentlich gar nichts und ich denke, das wird David genauso sehen. Also gebe ich ab an die Seitenlinie. David Aldridge, bitte.
Thank you, Kevin. Alfred, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. The defense wins games.
It certainly does, Alfred. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Foster Rivers with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Defensively coming in, you know he's going to be tough to stop, but I'm still waiting to see a plan to even contain him.
Payton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. Isaac out there with Payne, and it's Vucevic in at the center filling out the middle. This is out there for Orlando. And we all know Blake Griffin, Steve, is a scoring forward, but he has a very well-rounded game. Besides being an excellent ball handler, he is also one of the best passing bigs in the NBA.
I agree. He's done a nice job of improving in that area. Being able to pass out of the post, pass off the dribble, has a great sense of timing, and could put a pass exactly where he wants.
The first free throw is good.
He's incredibly difficult to guard, Blake Griffin. He's 6'10", 250-something pounds. He has size, but he also has quickness like a guard.
He hits both from the stripe.
Griffin doesn't do it as often anymore, but he is still one of the top dunkers in the league. He just rises up and finishes with a lot of power. There was a time when he was good for a poster dunk every game.
Now here's Payne. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Pass to Isaac from past the arc. Good on the triple.
And he's got a quiet confidence about him, doesn't he, guys? I mean, he's thinking about shooting the ball as the pass is coming.
Fournier against Williams. And the wide open shot from Griffin. That doesn't go either for Griffin. And Steve, Griffin's still a fantastic dunker, as you said, but it's something he's done less and less as he's grown as a player.
Yeah, you think of him, and you will, as one of the best dunkers of all time, but he's not really doing that a lot anymore. It's better for his game long-term to switch off trying to slam it home every time and just play the game at a great level.
And Gallinari kicks to Griffin. Shades over Payne. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. And the Clippers lead by 4.
In the low post, Blake is getting comfortable. What he does is catches it, sizes you up, and goes right into your chest.
Vucevic setting the pick for Payton. A floater. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. With the teardrop, Williams gets the bucket. Now it's a 6-point Clipper lead.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Pick by Vucevic. Pass to Isaac. The dish to Fournier. There's the screen. Over Williams. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Just 1 for 4 since the break. They are looking for better efficiency on the offensive end.
And Smitty, would you ever be interested in joining a team as a general manager or a personnel guy in a front office in the league?
I would, Kevin. I mean, I love everything about the game of basketball, and obviously played it, been in broadcasting. But a GM role is something I've always talked about, coaching, front office, whatever it may be. I'll be happy because I'm in the game of basketball. And then, Kevin, if I get that job, are you coming with me?
I'm always with you, by your side and ready to go. But let me ask you, when you were playing, Steve, did you consciously think, hey, someday I might be a coach, or I'd like to sit up in the stands and evaluate talent? Does it go through your mind in the throes in the middle of your career?
Yes, it does. And a lot of the guys, I would say my mentors, one was Lenny Wilkins. He did a fantastic job. Player coach at one time. I've talked a lot to him. My wife and Joe Dumar's wife are sisters, so me and Joe have a close relationship. Pat Riley, I picked the brains of the best, and hopefully one day I get that chance, and hopefully I make that move. But right now, I'm loving what I'm doing.
Now here's Payton, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And the foul called on DJ. That's his first foul. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Here's Isaac. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Isaac's got 14 points.
and he's just living out beyond the arc right now. What a weapon to have on the floor.
This is when they need it the most, so they're so close to evening this game up.
Now here's Griffin. DJ dishes to Well. Kicks it to DJ. 6 on the shot clock. Good D by Peyton. The Magic trail by 4. Fournier gets a wide open look, and it's off from three-point range.
I'll tell you, he just hasn't been able to get it done on the offensive end. It's kind of dragged down the team.
Jordan the pass to DJ, and stolen by Peyton. Goes up the baseline. Fournier's shot is off. Los Angeles leading by 4.
And Elfrid Payton, the 10th pick back in that 2014 draft. And remember, the Magic looked at him as their point guard of the future. And last season, at times, he was coming off the bench. And it's been about that lack of progress as a shooter that I think is the biggest concern with this team.
Here are the Magic now, following the miss by DJ. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Now, here's DJ. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Jordan kicks to DJ, and stolen by Spates. From about 16, shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads. Cut down to 2 on the bucket from Fournier.
The defense was clearly not on the same page. No one picked up the open man.
Molinari dishes to Griffin. Banked in off the glass. Griffin's got 7 points.
This is why you like to get him touches. He makes things happen.
Spates sets a screen for Fournier. He dishes it to Spates. Here's Isaac. Misses the 3. Los Angeles leading by 4. Now here's Wells. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Molinari passes to Griffin. He kicks it to DJ. Molinari on the wing. Jordan sets the pick for Gallinari. From the arc. And DJ with the basket on the assist from Gallinari. Now it's a 7-point Los Angeles lead. And so it's Los Angeles heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We'll return shortly. Let's hear what Doc Rivers has going on over in his huddle.
Let's get this pace back up, all right? Get them to move that rock again.
And Doc Rivers seeing that his team may be getting a little sluggish out there. He senses a lot. He always talks about that. Maybe a little complacent guys with the basketball.
Yeah, I mean, he wants the guys to play with a greater sense of urgency, but also play together. And that's when this group's at their best.
Just 1 quarter left in regulation. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Montrezl Harrell is out there with Wells. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then there's Griffin, and it's Rivers in at the 2.
Well, the last few seasons haven't been easy for the Clippers. They've had some of their best teams, but are clearly a cut below from contending with the other heavy hitters in the West.
Take a break.
You wonder if the window has closed on this team.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Clippers would look to stay in the picture, stay the course. You don't tear down a 50-win team.
You know, that's a hard decision, but they'll have to reevaluate with this new roster. It's a reshuffle, not a rebuild, but the West not getting any easier.
Vucevic checked in for Orlando. Both free throws good from Augustine. Los Angeles leading by 5. Here's Wells. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And incredible shooting there from Wells. Definitely a threat to sink those perimeter shots.
Vucevic setting the pick for Augustine. Feeds it to Vucevic. Back to Augustine. Vucevic setting the pick for Augustine. And Griffin sends it back.
Griffin has great timing. That's the reason why he blocked that shot.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard. And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
You know, I wonder, where's the passion? You can't afford a no-show here on the defensive glass.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Williams comes in for Wells. And Teodosic subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And that one misses. I think it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term. And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now, you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Teodosic, the pass to Harrell. And Harrell slams it in.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
That's about as violent as a rim rocker as it gets. A real confidence builder.
Now here's Vucevic. Pick by Vucevic. Just 5 on the clock. And no good. The try spell continuing for him. Los Angeles leading by 14. Oh, Griffin in position.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And stolen by Williams. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. And Williams throws it down.
And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
You know what they've done? They've been aggressive on both ends. That's showing up on the scoreboard.
Griffin with the steal. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. For the Magic, Adrian Payne's checked in for Isaac. Evan Fournier comes in for Simmons. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Augustine. Jordan, he's checked in for Los Angeles. The Magic trail by 18. Steve, so let me ask you this. Do players consciously think about, I need a couple of free throws, I need a couple of layups, I got to get a couple of shots per quarter? I mean, do they try to plot and plan an individual quarter like that, how they're going to score in different ways?
You're totally right, Kevin. The reason why is because as a two-guard back in the day, if I could get to that free throw line and put a foul on a guy that's guarding me, that loosens up his defensive mentality. He's not as aggressive. And then now I know when I get to the bonus, I can drive it. He's either going to let me go or I can create contact and get to that line. You want to score easy, and that's how most scorers do. They really score easy. We just kind of applaud them when they're knocking down threes and big shots.
Now, here's Fournier following the miss by Griffin. Pick by Vucevic. Rivers against Ross. Dishes it to Payne. Shoots over Griffin. Payne can't hit. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 13-3 run.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Los Angeles.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Blake Griffin.
You know, he was flying around on both ends of the floor. Terrific energy and enthusiasm. And that rubbed off on his teammates. I thought he was a catalyst tonight.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. To the middle, he's looking for Jordan and finds him. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
They better have some extra goodies on that plane, because after this blowout, they deserve to be rewarded.
Vucevic, a screen on Rivers. Wing shot on the way. So the Clippers winning this one easily. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA this one wound down.
And that's what you want.
Und wieder einen Sieg für die LA Clippers. Zu meiner Leistung, ja, 3 Punkte, ein paar schöne Pässe. Durchwachsen. Also es war nicht die schlechteste Leistung, aber auch nicht die beste Leistung. Bin aber dennoch einigermaßen zufrieden damit. Aber da muss schon noch deutlich mehr passieren, natürlich in den nächsten Spielen. Und ich bin mir fast sicher, dass das auch passieren wird. Bisschen blöd sind die Turnovers, die ich kassiert habe. Gerade am Anfang. Das lag aber sicherlich auch ein bisschen an den Lags, die ich hatte durch den Stream. Also in nächster Zeit kann mir leider keiner mehr zugucken, live. Das laggt dann doch ein bisschen, aber einen Tag später ist es ja auch im Videoformat online. Von daher geht das ja auch alles. Ne? Oh! Und das Handy vibriert. Wollen wir noch reingucken? Komm, wir gucken noch rein. In dieser Folge. Brian schreibt, was schreibt er? Sehr gut. Das ist viral gegangen, ob er noch mehr für mich hat. Mal schauen. Sehr gut. Da kommen bessere Angebote. Hoffen wir es einfach mal. Jetzt mache ich euch auch ein Angebot. Und zwar könnt ihr mal NBA 2K17 mit NBA 2K18 vergleichen. Die Playlist zu NBA 2K17 ist nämlich mal verlinkt in der Videobeschreibung. Also wenn ihr das mal vergleichen wollt, könnt ihr reingucken. Und noch ein Angebot. Ihr könnt NBA 2K18 richtig günstig kaufen bei unserem Partner Game Laden. Und der Link dazu ist auch in der Videobeschreibung. Sollt ihr vielleicht auch mal einen Blick drauf werfen. Deutlich günstiger, als es zum Beispiel im normalen Laden wie Mediamarkt und Co. zu kaufen geht. Das soll es für heute auch soweit gewesen sein. Wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, lasst einen Daumen hoch da. Ihr dürft auch sehr, sehr gerne kommentieren. Und wenn ihr uns noch nicht abonniert habt, dann abonniert uns doch einfach. Vergesst aber nicht den kleinen, die kleine Glocke neben dem Abonnieren-Button zu klicken. Denn nur dann kriegt ihr alles mit, was bei uns auf dem Kanal so abgeht. Und zum Abschied bleibt mir noch zu sagen, im Abspann könnt ihr jetzt auf die linke Seite des Bildschirms klicken für Tipps aus dem Kanal. Auf die rechte Seite des Bildschirms könnt ihr klicken für die komplette Playlist NBA 2K18. Und in der Mitte, da könnt ihr uns abonnieren. Und damit sage ich Tschüss und macht's gut. Bis morgen.